There's been a lot of interest in the family Bouvard
Yes.
and their paintings recently, but also there's been a bit of confusion about which Bouvard did which pictures.
Yes.
And I think traditionally these would be called Antoine Bouvard Senior,
Yes.
but I don't think it really matters. They were a kind of family, French family who did lots of views of Venice.
Yes.
Even though these paintings look as they're painting well into the 19th century, they may also have been painted in the early part of this century. But tell me what you like about the pictures, or
Well, they've been in they were in my grandfather's home from my being a very tiny child, and I used to stand and admire them. And they're just charismatic because the light, and you see right into the distance, and the light on them, it is just glorious.
yes, because I think I think if people think of pictures of Venice and pictures of Italy generally, I mean, especially the view painters, you want a blue sky.
That's right.
You want dappled light, some strong kind of chiaroscuro like light and shadow, and also you want sparkly water. And in some way, I think these go certainly to kind of represent that particular feeling.
That's right.
Here, on this wall here, is the most incredible blob of paint, the kind of impasto. And if we look throughout these various sides of the buildings and over the arches, it's applied in really thick paint, and it's painted with a certain amount of bravado. Perhaps this figure here is a little bit weak, but its general effect, the light on the water, and as you say, the nice blue sky.
Yes.
But having said that, I think these are as good as I've seen recently.
Oh, that's wonderful, because I love them. I really
Yes.
do, I really do.
I actually think that probably they're worth 30 to 40,000 pounds, and
Wow.
possibly
That's marvellous.
they might even be worth a little bit more. And I think certain West End dealers may well ask a lot more than 40,000 for them. So they're as good as you get, and thanks very much for bringing them in.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, I rescued it. It was going to get chucked out for the bin man, and asked this lady if she didn't mind us taking it instead of the bin man.
Gosh, it's amazing. Do you know what it is? Do you know that it's probably the rarest Meccano model?
I didn't know that.
No, well, it is. Meccano, of course, at Hornby have been making models for a long while before this. And this was really their top of the range. They advertised it and they put it out in April of 1937. And it came in its own special box, and it was just this, just the locomotive, the LMS livery, and the tender in a special carrying box. And it was sold for 105 shillings. It's perfectly to scale, it's the largest and heaviest one they made, and they couldn't sell it because it was so expensive. And so in September of 1940, it's 2.5 years later, it was withdrawn. As I say, it cost 5 guineas when it was new.
Yeah.
Now, if you find it today in its box, in good condition,
Yeah.
you could probably have to pay at auction £2,500 for it. In this condition, you see that it's scratched. Children have played with it. But it is all there, it's all complete, and it hasn't got its box. Even today, if you saw it at auction, you'd have to pay £800 to £1,200 for it. What a wonderful thing to save.